All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Welcome once more to another live stream of Alexandra Mayor's Live meets IRL News Time, meets IRL 24/7, meets IP2 Wiki Info, meets whatever the hell it is that I want it to be. So I'm getting ready to get rid of my subscription to a certain platform that I'm live streaming through right now because I've had it So I figured, let me go ahead and max it out up to the very end because I'm tired of paying for something that other people are cheating the system and not paying for. Meanwhile, I'm getting subpar service. It's not right. It's not right at all. So I'm going to figure out a different platform along the lines of StreamYards to be on. As soon as I find one that I think is up to par with me, I will let all of you know. But until then, I am just going to simulcast on all my channels to max out what I'm paying for over the next couple hours and talk to all of you for a little bit about whatever's on your mind when it comes to anything that it is that I'm up to right now that you are aware of. Yeah. I would never do a collab. Okay, let me just go. Today's an open chat. I'm also going to open up the StreamYard for those of you who may want to join today. I rarely do this. And there's some people who I definitely would never talk to. So, if you're one of those people, I'm not letting you through. But and I agree that dude. I agree. So there's the link. And I will go ahead and post the link. I'm really just looking at the I'm looking at the live chat over here on my monitor phone. I'm looking at it on my Alexandra Mayer's channel, but I'm going to pin the link to all my channels. And whatever it is that I'm up to that some of you out there might want to talk to me about today, today is your opportunity. Today is your opportunity to talk to me directly if you want to. You love the backdrop? Me too. Me too. I thought it was fun, you know. Someone's asking me if Chicken Andy or Blackout get a slot. Someone was asking me if I have time for a collaboration while I'm out here in the Arizona area. No, neither of them do. I don't even know who the second person is that you mentioned. I don't know who Blackout is, but I'm not a fan of that person known as Chicken Andy because I'm not a fan of anyone who tries to normalize use of the N word. I'm not okay with that. I know some people think that it's okay to run around utilizing those terms, but I don't think it is. You know who utilizes those terms? Losers and cop calling Karens. That's who. So if that's you, I guess you would be a fan of Chicken Andy, but that's not my fan base. So why would I lend my presence to that? You know? So let's see, what else are y'all saying? But yeah, I am doing my Bible readings. I have been doing the Bible readings every day. My friend Gary is in here right now. Hi, Gary. How are you doing? And Gary, I know you want advanced notice when it comes to the Bible readings, but it truly is a miracle that I have been able to fulfill the page by page Alexandra Mayer's live reading and commentary of the modern English version of the Bible daily. I have been doing this now for a few months. I haven't missed a day. There might have been one day that I missed, but only by a couple hours. And I cannot commit to a time to do those readings every day. And I'm going to tell you why. My work schedule fluctuates. I work remotely, and that schedule fluctuates. So I can't do everything at the same time all the time. I also travel extensively. Sometimes I'm on the West Coast. Sometimes I'm in the Midwest. Sometimes I'm on the East Coast. So I unfortunately don't have a solid sleep schedule, but I do try to do that Bible reading every day. But I have noticed that there are others who probably keep up with me that I have noticed are starting to delve into the Bible too. Other live streamers who are women. And I am proud of them and I applaud them. And I might not agree with everything that these women say or do, but I'm going to go ahead and give them both a shout out right now. Number one, I noticed that Controlla finally got a physical Bible. Now, she never needed one because there's a Bible app that you can download for free on your phone that gives you all the versions of the Bible, but I guess she needed a physical one. But she's got one now. So if for some reason something happens to me and I cannot continue with my Bible reading, go to Controlla. She might be able to pick up where I left off if you tell her where I left off in the event that I disappear due to the white supremacist gangs that are aware of my presence and know that I want to obliterate them, so they want to obliterate me. Yeah. Now there's another contender, a woman known as Lala Looking Up, but I think she's back to her actual name, Lauren Larman. I think that's her name. I'm not certain, but I've noticed that she is reading the Bible out of her car. Yes. I'm not sure what to think about Lauren. I don't think Lauren's sure what to think about herself, but she's reading the Bible too. So you got a lot of women, and not just these two that I've mentioned. I mean, all over the YouTube streets, you got people preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ who are reading the New and the Old Testament and all sorts of religious texts. So don't just count on me. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, Let Them. Thank you. And hey, Real Pixie, I see you out there. Yeah, this is kind of where I am right now. The decor is a little, it made me think about Austin Powers. So I'm doing something today. I am doing something. I don't even know who Dee Dee is. Who is Dee Dee? Who's Dee Dee? Who's that? I don't know who that is. Someone is Team Ski. I don't even know what he's doing anymore. See, Ski Mask Andy could be doing so much and he doesn't do anything. That's why until he starts doing something, I don't want to hear about him. When he does something, let me know. Who is dating a black man? Lala? Lauren? She was seeing the guy who I'm friends with, Sunny IRL, but that didn't work out. Just because a white girl dates a black man, that why is that such a big thing in the year 2023? It shouldn't be. Yes, I am on Discord now. I posted my Discord link on my community tabs. I don't know if anyone's joined because I haven't looked at the Discord since I posted the link very much. So what? So what if she dated a black guy? A lot of white women date black men. A lot of black women date white men. See, I'm wondering how many people on Utah separatist communes are overrepresented on social media, because you would have to be living under a rock not to understand that interracial relationships are incredibly prevalent nowadays. As of current, I'm dating a black man. I most likely will date primarily men of color going forward because so many white men who are bad representatives of the white populace have been very detrimental to me as of late. So sorry. That's not to say that I think all white people or white men are bad, because I don't. But, you know, it just is what it is. Oh, so she met a different black man who met her sleeping in her car? Good for her. I hope he's hot. Is he attractive? Do we know what he looks like? What a lot of people don't may not realize about Lauren Lawman is, or Larman, or whatever her name is. Her face is very reminiscent of Jennifer Beals from Flashdance. That's why I've been questioning, is she in actuality 100% white? I don't think she is. Maybe, I mean, if that's what she wants to claim to be, fine. But I'm not certain that she is. You watch Ski the last 2 mornings. You also hope he makes a comeback and fixes things. Yeah, he needs to disconnect from the internet for a little bit, figure out who he is, what it is that he really wants to do, and go from there. That's what he needs to do. I don't talk to him directly. On occasion I have, but considering his mentality, it's better that I don't. I don't think it will be jail. Someone says that the next step for Ski will be jail. Well, people say that about me too. Okay? And I don't think that that's the case. So I'm going to block you because you're just negative. Ugh. These are some strange decorations for the desert. Not really. They're actually very common in Arizona, and from the Arizona area, Nevada. What's that other area? Can't think of it right now. There's another area in this little vicinity. I can't think of the name. Let me look on my app. But they like to decorate with cattails, feathers, velvet furniture, kind of like the 60s, 70s retro vibe out here. It's different. Let me look and see what this other area was that I wanted to mention. Just give me a second. Palm Springs. I couldn't think of it. I was thinking about palm trees, but Palm Springs. Palm Springs uses like this kind of decor a lot too. I told you, real Pixie, I'm really good at um identifying doppelgangers because I'm very visual. I look very much at facial features and whatnot. He dumped her. Oh, well, she could find another one. Okay. I doubt that's true. Don't be stop. You know what? See, I didn't have the best experience with her, and I don't really want to communicate with her or anything, but I don't think the worst of her. I don't think the worst of many people. There's some people that I do think the worst of, who I hope die in a trash fire. But for the most part, I don't really care. Yeah, well, New Mexico, that's a very poor state. New Mexico is very poor. I'll tell you, I just recently, because it's something that I'm contending with, in some research that I'm doing, I know what Yuma, Arizona looks like now. Oh my God. I mean, look, here's what Yuma, Arizona is really about. I want to tell y'all. If you are older and you're retiring, fine, live there, okay? But unless you are born there, nobody goes to Yuma, Arizona unless they're going to die. Okay? That's it. Unless you are planning to die, because it literally is hell on earth, that's where you go. Some people are unfortunate enough to be born there, so they live there until they can leave. They go to Phoenix, and then from Phoenix, they get on an airplane and they go into the real world. But unless you are either a drug transporter hiding from the law, or you have just given up on life and are waiting to die, you do not live in Yuma, Arizona. Yuma, Arizona honestly should not exist. It's a disgusting place. The only cities that you go to here in Arizona are either Phoenix or Tucson. That's it. You don't go anywhere else. Shit. But yeah, Palm Springs is a good place to live. Yeah. And in the summers, if you're a traveler, it's a good place to be because you can very inexpensively rent a place by the month with a swimming pool. Like if you have if you're an American with a median income, you can afford to live in Palm Springs if you are single with no children. Maybe even if you have one kid, you can. And you can have a nice lifestyle and everything. That might be where you want to go. But yeah, Controlla and Laura Lorman, they're both reading the Bible too. Everyone's reading the Bible because that's the thing to do. Christianity is the way to go. I mean, both of those women are trendsetters. I'm very old fashioned. I'm not trendy. I do my own style. But Control is very trendy. So, follow them. I do still comment on the adult industry here and there. I have not relaunched Porn News Today like I planned to over the past month because I was busy with some other things. But I still am doing it this year. I will be. I don't know exactly what I'll be talking about, but I will be talking about something. You feel that way about New Jersey? Yeah. I'm not about New York or New Jersey so much. I can deal with Manhattan if I have to, but I would rather not. I would rather not. Oh, wow. That's so cool of you to say, Mermaid. Mermaid says, getting a spiritual relationship is never something to downplay. God is bigger than all of this. You and Controlla will continue to be great. I agree. I agree. And it's not something that you have to make public. It can be something that you keep to yourself when it comes to you getting with God and creating your relationship with God that works with you or works for you. Because spirituality for some people is a very private thing, for other people, it's something that they want to share. You have to remember that there's a certain amount of energy that comes into play that you may not want to expend should you be public about your spiritual journey or your spiritual path that you've chosen to embark on. It's different for everybody. It's totally different for everybody. But what is important, regardless of what spiritual path you choose to follow, is that you do understand that there's something outside of yourself that's greater than what your operating platform is. And then you have to keep in mind that there's elements within yourself that are infinitely deep, that are deeper than you may ever even imagine, that you need to explore, and that one day you may choose to share or that you may choose not to share. It's up to you. But everybody's different. Oh, is this the Daddy Ruff who's the Wolverine looking one? Let's see. I don't know which channel you're looking on, so I'll have to see if that's really you. I want to send you on a mission, Daddy Ruff. I want to put you on a mission. Let's see if that's you. Let's see. Go to channel. I would think it would be. I would think it would be. Daddy Ruff, I want you to do a collaboration with Crystal Ann. That's what I want. I want to see you take her on a 5-star date. How much of a donation goal would it take for that to happen? Yeah, he is a Wolverine looking guy. He's a little cutie one. I don't like the racism, but Crystal Ann is a racist too. So, the racists, they go together. But I want to see them go on a really fun all day date. That's what I want. He doesn't sit. I like that he stands sometimes. I think more people need to stand up when they're on live stream. He has a nice physique. He can stand up if he wants to. It would be, wouldn't it? Because they have a certain chemistry. I want to see Crystal Ann and Daddy Ruff go on a date. I, I want it to be an expensive date. That's why there has to be a donation goal. I want it to be like a $3,000 date. I don't know where they would go. They would go somewhere, but it would be an all-day date. Maybe, what would be their date? All day. And I want to start in the morning. I want it to be a Sunday date. Sunday. Wake up early in the morning, go to a Sunday breakfast with mimosas. I think she might drink. I don't know, but I want there to be mimosas. Maybe, okay, here's what they could do. Okay, because I want them to have a $3,000 date. So they both have to sleep over somewhere. Maybe they won't be in Oklahoma. Maybe they would be somewhere else. But they would go somewhere to where they're at a hotel. They both sleep overnight the day before the date. Then they wake up early in the morning and have hotel breakfast with mimosas. Mimosas, that's the key. That's the key. Then they have to go and do an activity of some sort, something fun, like trampoline world or something. Then they go to lunch somewhere nice, an Italian food restaurant. There's wine. Okay. Then they go and do another activity, and the whole thing is live streamed. Should they make babies? No, that's too much pressure. Wilbur, are you that guy who she always talks about? I remember her always talking about somebody known as Wilbur. See, I don't really like her very much. I think that she's not capable of being friends with women, really. I learned that about her. But I don't hate her at the same time. I don't hate her. But I heard about you, Wilbur. Are you like her stalker? I feel like you're stalking her or something. See, you're talking bad about her, yet you're talking about her. We see Daddy Ruff at the same time. Wilbur, you are her stalker, aren't you? They're both in Oklahoma, her and Daddy Ruff. Well, there's no excuse for them not to date, is there? They need to go on a date. Maybe she doesn't actually need help. Maybe that's just who she is, though. I don't care. I mean, I don't want to help her. I just want to see her go on a date with Daddy Ruff. That's all. That's all. Because I think that he would be good for her. He comes off as kind of submissive publicly, but I think he would dominate her in the bedroom, and that's what she needs. And if they videotaped it, they could sell it over on well, I'm not going to say where, but I would want to see the sex tape. I would find that interesting. Rough crystal. Someone says that Wilbur is sexy too. I might like him. I've never seen what he looks like. I don't know. I'm very particular. I don't like just anybody. I'm very particular. So enough of that. I don't want to talk about them anymore. That's enough. I can only imagine white people having sex for a very short amount of time. I can't do that for a long time. I don't want to. So let's see what else. What else? Who do you guys think needs wikis? Because I will be doing a live wiki update shortly. So who do you think needs wikis that doesn't already have a wiki over on ip2.info? Oh, do they really, Real Pixie? That's good to know. Palm Springs is a nice place. The night sky is beautiful out there. It really is. Yeah. So I was very disappointed that that last video that I did was so choppy when it came to the audio. I was very disappointed because I'm on a top of the line internet connection right now. And there was no excuse for that. None. So what can I talk about? Well, that last person was asking if I still comment on the adult industry. Really, there is no more adult industry at this stage. I was at the tail end of it. I mean, it still exists, but not like it did. So now, I mean, porn news today is primarily going to focus on OnlyFans and things like that. People who are independent. I mean, you have some people who are independent producers who have started their own network, like Adult Time and whatnot. But I'm not going to be like a press release mill. That's boring to me. Someone's asking if I'm racist. No, it's literally impossible for me to be racist, considering aesthetically what I am. I know that there's some people who want to beg to differ on that, but that's the truth. An African American person cannot be racist. Why? Because of the life experience and how we're viewed socially. That's why. Also, everything that's happened historically. That's a good question, JJ. JJ says, I need to visit the States sometime. If you could name 3 places for scenery, where would you recommend? Easy. Number 1, Sedona, Arizona. Okay. Everyone should see the red rocks and whatnot of Sedona, Arizona. I have to give you an alternative to that. The Zion National Park in the Utah area, St. George, Utah. It's all kind of close to one another, though. So you could see all of it like in one trip. But I would say you would need to visit that area of the country. Second place, as a foreigner, let me think. Well, I really did enjoy going to the Seattle, Washington area. I would say the west coast of Washington, the state of Washington, definitely. And the third place, Miami Beach, South Florida. Yeah. I grew up in that area. I grew up in the Deerfield Beach area, at least my teen years, my 20s. But still, South Miami Beach is a very unique place within the United States of America. And I think that anyone who visits should visit there. So those are my three top choices. I live, as of current, for the most part, in the Texas area. And Texas has a lot of variation, okay? Dallas is a lot different from Houston. Houston is a lot different from Austin. Austin is very different from El Paso. El Paso is kind of similar, but still there's differentiation from Amarillo. So Texas is almost a country within a country in itself, but I would say check out the state of Texas if you're a foreigner visiting the United States. Yeah. Why do I do you like that? I don't know who you are. And I've done you wrong. I hope I continue to do you wrong. I hate you, whoever you are. I might not hate them, but you know. You're not trying to get shot by the police. Everyone's against police in the United States of America, but I'm not. Um, I've never had a bad encounter with the police. I have been fortunate. Um, if I were to ever be arrested unjustifiably, I would put up a fight. I've already made up my mind on that. Mainly because I know they have the body cam, and I feel like I got to put a good show up for YouTube if I'm ever arrested unjustifiably. I want to go viral. Yeah. I will say, no, I am not under arrest. Because there's no reason for me to ever be under arrest. I don't do anything wrong. I don't know who you are, and I don't want you in here, whoever you are. Go away. It's the Alexandra show. Not at all. All right, so what else can we talk about today? What else? I should have downloaded a Sunny IRL clip to watch. I should have done that because, we'll do like a separate stream for that because I want to cover his trip to India and provide commentary on it because that's so cool. I want to go to India. I want to go to India really bad. I'm going to go to India. I think I'm going to go to India and adopt a child. Everyone says I should adopt a child. And I'm starting to agree. But if I do, I want to adopt a little girl from India. And that will be my child. A food tour? That's a good idea. I love Indian food. Now you just made me hungry. Now you just made me hungry. There's a restaurant down the street from where I'm staying. I don't think they have Indian food, but I'm sure they have food. If that's the actual Daddy Ruff, panel up. I want to talk to you. You would be a good guest. And you have no excuse not to. You go on everybody else's panel. You should come on mine. Yeah. Well, I probably wouldn't adopt this year. I can't do it this year. I don't have enough money. But I would have enough money in about 5 years. So I would just find a little girl who is probably like already 8 or 9 years old, something like that. And that would just be my little girl. No, I don't think that there probably are any Indian restaurants over here. But I'm probably going to go back to Florida next. So there'll be a lot of Indian restaurants there. Yeah, I do have hatred toward one group of people. I absolutely do. Cop calling Karens. I hate cop calling Karens. And I'm going to make a whole website and an internet series about it. I cannot stand cop calling Karens. I want them all destroyed. Imprisoned is not enough. I want them destroyed. Why would I want a little girl, not a boy? I wouldn't know how to raise a little boy. I would not know how. I feel like I once was a little girl, so I would know how to raise a little girl. I would not know how to raise a boy child. And I don't anticipate getting married or having a long-term partner who's a male. So I would get a little girl. I wouldn't get a little boy. You think I would be stern? I probably would be, yeah. But I would be a fun mom too. I wouldn't be a cool mom. But yeah, I always thought to myself that I would, if I ever adopted a child, it would be a little girl from East India. I don't know why I've thought that, but that's what I would do. I'm just going to go find a little girl from East India. And you know what? There's a lot of colorism in East India. So the little girls who are dark, like me, are often not adopted by a good person or a good family. So you know that would be to my advantage because the adoption agencies, they wouldn't want, they would be like, oh, get this other little girl, not this one. But I would say, no, I want the chocolate little girl. And they would be like, why? And I would be like, because I'm chocolate, stupid. So you know I would be able to give a little girl from there an opportunity that she probably wouldn't have elsewhere. Someone says, I'll never have a child with my psychiatric history. Well, guess what? I don't have a psychiatric history. I've never been committed. I've never been institutionalized. I've never been imprisoned. I've never even been arrested for anything. So, yeah, I'll easily be able to adopt somebody. I could adopt an American child right now if I wanted to. But I want a little girl from East India. So that's probably what I will do. Yeah, and I would teach her her native language and, American English. And I would just, let her grow and see what her talents and her skills are. And whatever it is that she's good at doing, I would encourage her to pursue those skills into an occupation so that she could grow up and become a productive member of society. You know, I would teach her to embrace her East Indian heritage, but also to embrace me, a fabulous African American woman. So that's what I would do. But I just always have thought that that's if I were to ever adopt a child, it would be an East Indian child. However, how I ever watched any of the frauditor videos, I don't even know what those are. the people who claim to be rights activists, but really just piss everybody off by filming in borderline private areas. No, I've not heard of them. I've never heard of frauditors, but that's something for me to look into. Definitely. I will look into that. I didn't know what that was until just now. Mm. Fiji water. Refreshing. I'll be hooked. Okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. You're welcome, Bernie. What do you think I've done lately that has been amazing? Because I don't know. I will be doing one more video revolving around the racist Jokeress, because I got to close up that situation. What else? The criminal Karens and the cop calling Karens, we're going to start talking about that a lot. Yes. What does IP2 stand for? You tell me. It stands for whatever you want it to stand for. I took over a segment of it because I could. By documenting police. Well, the police can document themselves now because they have the body cams, which is going to protect them in many cases, because a lot of people lie on police. They say that police do things that they don't do to get them in trouble, which is wrong. But I'm for the police. I mean, there's always going to be bad apples in every bunch. I'm sure that there's, a certain percentage of police that are not good. But I'm trying to think, have I ever had a really bad experience with police? I never have. I never have. Even there was one time that something happened in my life to where police were involved, but still they didn't do anything bad to me. There was one time to where when I think about it, something horrible could have happened to me. But I think they just knew that I was so naive at that time that I definitely was not in the wrong. But if they'd wanted to do something to me, they could have, but they didn't. And that was when I was living in California. But like I said, I have no criminal history. I'm not a drug user. I don't do anything. So that weighs heavily when dealing with law enforcement. Like right now, I'm dealing with a group who's lying to me, or not to me, but about me. They're lying. Well, they've lied to me too. When I think about it, Freudian slip, but they've lied about me extensively to law enforcement. But law enforcement has researched me and there's nothing. So all of that is going to weigh heavily when the court case comes up, which will be soon. Very soon. That's actually why I'm in Arizona right now. Oh, I'm thinking about doing some exercise streams because I have been slacking a little bit lately when it comes to my exercise. I have been. Because I won't say I haven't been active. I just have had a lot going on. Dead air. JJ says, I don't know about your personal life. I just find you a very intriguing person. I could listen to you all day. That's sweet. I'm actually not that interesting. Not nowadays. I used to be. Not anymore. I used to be very intriguing. Now I'm very boring. I have an idea for a new music album. I have purposely not even touched my piano for the past week or so, longer than that, really, when I think about it. But I have an idea, and I think I'm going to move forward with it. I'm not sure just yet, but I think I will. Um, I wrote a jingle in about 5 minutes yesterday for some coverage that I'm doing regarding a woman known as, or actually a little girl known as Sheridan. And I've been meaning to write that jingle for a while, so I finally put it down musically. Y'all can listen to that if you want to on one of the most recent video posts on the IP2 Wiki Info YouTube channel. I've already traveled through Europe before, JJ. And I'll tell you, after everything I contended with in 2021 and 2022, I will not be going back to Europe anytime soon. I will be traveling maybe to Africa, India, maybe the Middle East, South America, Central America, but I'm just going to put it like this. In my opinion, and it's just my opinion, Caucasian people created their own problems when it comes to negativity that they may contend with from people of color. Not so much from people of color who did not grow up around them, but because of my particular life experience and how conditioned I was to believe that racism truly was not on the rise and that people who are white truly did have this revelation to where they were starting to view people of color as their equals. I actually believed that. And I'm not going to say that there are not people who are white who are not like what I just stated were the ideals that I grew up believing. But because I have dealt with such extremism from people who are white, specifically due to being an intelligent African American woman who is driven to succeed and who would not submit to certain situations in life. Because of that, I am literally already back in the Congo mentally as of now. I am not saying that I hate white Americans because I don't. But so many have been detrimental to my life at this stage that I just am better off separating myself from the situation. And because I am being aggressively pursued by white Americans with the agenda to harm my being, that's why I'm especially upset. So I'm not being unreasonable. And I'm not the only African American person who feels this way either. I'm documenting my experiences for a reason. Because if something weird ever happens to me, I want people to know exactly who to look at. I personally think that where integration went wrong in the United States of America is that it only happened in small pockets of white America. It was not across the board. And the Black Americans who were the candidates of integration, for the most part, became incredibly successful. And that created resentment within the minds of certain white Americans who, truthfully, even if they'd had the same opportunities, they would not have achieved the same level of success just due to not having the same level of intelligence or skill set that the African Americans had that were chosen for the integration system. That's where things went wrong. And now, today, you have the children of these angry white Americans who didn't get what they felt they were entitled to. You have their children who still haven't really worked that hard, looking at people of color who have made it in America, who are envious, and they feel like, oh, well, I'm gonna blame affirmative action. Yeah. So I just don't want to be around that mentality. And at one point in time, there was a group of African Americans who had the idea of essentially creating our own nation. I'm not saying that I'm not proud to be an American. I am very proud to be an American, but a lot of Americans are not proud of me. So I think that it's best that I leave. I don't want to be somewhere that I'm not accepted and that I'm not valued and that I'm not appreciated, and to where there are people actively out to harm me. That's what's happened at this point in time within the United States of America when it comes to what it is to be an African American here. I don't, it's not just on the internet, and I don't let these people live rent free in my mind. I actually think I live rent free more so in their mind. But I'm glad that I've had this negative experience because, like I said, I don't want to lend my resources, time, or energy to a populace of people that wants me dead. This has happened before. And I mean, I'll tell you, there's some white Americans out there who want to see African Americans continue to suffer, and they want to see the children of African Americans continue to be made to feel lesser. I've heard white Americans say about Black Americans, oh, where are Black Americans going to go? They need to just suck it up and continue to endure racism. No, There's other places that we can go and build a nation for ourselves. And I'm for that. I mean, this bitch who lied to law enforcement about me, why do I want to continue to contribute to a country where she's allowed to thrive? Yuck. And then she's breeding too? No. I mean, that's part of the reason why I'm really happy I don't have any children. I would not want to leave behind somebody here of my own flesh and blood that has to contend with these white supremacists that are running rampant within the United States of America. No, absolutely not. Maybe. Look, I think anyone can compete if they put their mind to it, but you just have a lot of entitlement at this stage. And you see it everywhere. You know, that dude who I tried to help get off drugs, I saw it in him. I saw such a high level of entitlement. It was sickening. I can hear the neighbors upstairs. That's funny. All right, so I've been on here about an hour. That's a long time, at least for me. Nobody joined my StreamYard. That's disappointing. Nobody joined. Well, I won't open it up in the future. All right, I'm going to get going. I got other stuff to do. And I might come back later. I might not. I do, well, probably on Monday. Monday, I'm going to catch up and I'm going to close out a few streams that I started when it came to recapping and whatnot. And you can always listen to the daily Bible reading. I do that every day. And what else? What else? What else? I'll do some exercise streams on occasion. I'm hesitant to do any documentation of my traveling. I'm hesitant to do that, mainly due to some legal things that I'm contending with. I don't necessarily want some of you to know where I am. But what else? I'll keep doing the gaming streams. Definitely. What other streams am I going to do? I don't know. I haven't done an art stream in a long time, so I should do that. There's a lot of things I can do. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to go get something to eat because I am starving. Thanks for vibing with me today. They're not plants. They're like cattail feather hybrids. I don't know what you would call these, but I think that they're synthetic. I don't think that they're alive. You know what? Maybe so, mermaid. That's a good suggestion. That's a good suggestion. Maybe that's how I'll do it. I would like to do live, but not until certain people are dead. When certain people are dead, I will do certain live streams, but not till then. Yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging out today. Have a great day. Take care. And I'll see you later. Bye bye.